Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. As always, I'm Tommy Kelson, and today's video I'm going to expand upon my previous video where I mentioned how I was working on a project for my minor at Rutgers University called Digital Communication and Information Media. In the project, I had started to work on how social media has affected sports journalism, which is the profession that I am pursuing in my career, especially as I graduate in the coming weeks. So the project is going to focus on, or is focusing on, how social media platforms like TikTok, Instagram, X, particularly X, have transformed the foundations of sports journalism today, and how everything that sports journalism used to be, from sitting in the press box, writing an article, then getting it published tomorrow, is completely transformed now today. And I'm going to explain my design process and my key findings and challenges in this video. So for this project, I had created a series of blog posts, 8 in total. Now, each blog post, when I was designing them, I made sure to make them as engaging as possible, because in a series of blog posts, you want to make sure, it's like a book, you want to make sure that the reader keeps turning the next page, turning to the next post. So I embedded as many multimedia content as I could with like tweets and real life examples so readers would be engaged. And if you notice, each blog post references the other because I want them to flow off well with each other. So it doesn't matter which one you're reading, that you know that there's more information to be had and that this really keeps the reader engaged as much as possible. So in my key findings of this project, there is a lot. Now, each blog post had focus on each one of these key findings. I'm just going to summarize each one as quickly as possible here. So the first one was the speed of reporting. This one I feel is the most to be evident in today's world. Now, when you think of the big-time reporters like Jeff Passan and Adam Schefter, they report news constantly so fast, particularly on social media like X. You will see those tweets go up live and then subsequent followed by an article. And then every other reporter will comment and so on those articles. But because of the speed of reporting, accuracy has become so less prioritized, I would say, by some sports journalists. Not by all, but speed has become so much a priority. My next key finding, or key findings rather, I'll combine both of these, is personal branding and audience interaction. Now, personal branding is about what makes you you, what makes you unique, how do you present yourself, not just online, but in person as well. Is this not just your work, but what makes you so relatable to your viewers? And that then ties into audience interaction and to how sports journalists are constantly interacting with fans today in order to grow their personal brands, because having an audience today is more important than ever for sports journalists. And personal branding is the best way to achieve this. And then you include multimedia content like podcasts and social media and other multimedia forms that have truly transformed sports journalism today. One of the big foundations that I had found in my interview, particularly with Joe Rivera, who is the editor of NFL section for USA Today Sports, he mentioned how sports journalists today need to learn how to adapt. They cannot just learn how to write, they need to know how to talk, how to report, how to do podcasts, how to do multimedia, everything involved. You cannot just remain stagnant and just write and that's it today. And then my final two key findings is that sports journalism is driven today by clicks and impressions. For sports journalists, I have realized today as well that views is what matters, unfortunately. So, one example that I can think of right now off the top of my head is Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. Obviously, Travis Kelce is a football player, and sports journalists want to cover him on football. But if you include Taylor Swift in there, then the views are going to double and maybe even triple sometimes. That's how powerful that clicks and impressions having made sports journalism today. That's why some people get upset about how all they see is, oh, why are they talking about Taylor Swift so much during games? Well, it'll get more clicks and impressions. And then finally, the last one is professionalism in sports journalism. Now, when you think about the line of what is opinion and what is being professional in sports journalism today has truly been blurred. This has become a problem between many journalists today, but when people, because of personal branding and audience interaction, journalists today are always sharing their opinions, but also reporting on the same platform. And many fans are not sure how to separate the two. And so this has created an issue. Now, for the challenges and lessons that I've learned throughout this project, I mean, there was a lot. The challenges, I would say, is just that there's so much information that I really struggled sometimes to just push it down into only 8 blog posts. Like, I know I could have gone on to maybe like 15 blog posts or something, but that would have been dragging on for too long. I don't think that would have been engaging enough for the reader, which is honestly a foundation of sports journalism today, funny enough, because journalists rather prioritize shorter form content because of the decreasing attention spans of people today due to social media. And the biggest lesson that I've learned, once again, was that interview with Joe Rivera, who said to me that you need to learn how to adapt constantly. As someone who is about to graduate and go on into the sports journalism world, I know that I cannot just remain a writer at one particular place. I need to know how to podcast, how to write, how to talk, how to report. All these things are so foundational into sports journalism today. You need to know how to do so many different things. You cannot just remain stagnant and remain in the same place always forever. It's just not going to work. And with that, guys, that is the end of the video. Now, once again, this was for my capstone course in digital communication and information and media. And this course and this entire curriculum was truly so eye-opening for me, because I implored you guys today also to really search of how in your life, how everything that is digital in our communication and how you consume information has truly changed, and maybe in your profession, your career, or just in your daily life. And I really think you're going to just realize of how constantly ever changing this society is today and how much it is going to continue to change. And so with that, it's the end of the video, and I thank you guys so much for watching this. And once again, make sure to check out the project in the link in the description, and I will see you guys on the next one.